Caught a June bug talk and bottled up what was slick to save for later on. God save the queen and me, and then I speak so sweet. Ordinary becomes extraordinary when I express at the EX, and then that fucking said the entrance with spit, petri dish, some scientists I make red. Cut with jagged stuff, a blade that cut never once rust, because then I rush too much. Rush like the dark of the mega that's sharp, Mecha Godzilla myself, and then make it sound good. Machinist talk with a bunch of moving parts. It was a tower that could clock, a Big Ben, no Ben Bridge. You went the Jared type shit. Every time that I try, it's triumphant. With a trumpet that start with the lungs that would pump like Louis Armstrong when I spit my altar. With God, gigantic. Galatians with glaciers. What shimmer them when some of this would get some cinnamon? I wish it hadn't been twisted bread, because then I twist the limbs, because every time the breads would hit, that's what they did. Tremble thought with a tambourine involved, and a bunch of tangerines I spun like they were buds that just perched in the nest. And they wait for the ace to hit, so I wait for my craze to get more crazy, dog, because that's the way that they like them the best. By they, I mean the voice in my head, and the voice has an S. It sounds like a hiss. It sounds like when the snakes would collect in the grass, and then you fucking combine with them to see if you'd like to try. One more time. Handkerchiefs, some of this to the kids, dip, frites, fries, you cut from the big guy. Not him. Was plucked from soil. How do you know? It's like finding gold when you get a potato to hold, a burlap my flow until a lapdog soul in a Latin type land with the lamp that you hold, and then your lamp would get rolled, for which you could grant. The grant would have been a flow. I haven't told y'all yet. Mystified was my rib, so why don't you get some mystic? I said, like you got a fishnet for it, and then you got a propensity for it. Every time I said some perplex, moving my tongue like it's a sea serpent. You can only see the head and the beak as it slightly comes from wit, and then y'all comfort in some of these convertibles for the fucking Coupe de Vol, because then Cruella de Vil doesn't need any pups no more. She can pump the brakes on what she could get a code to keep warm, because then I can encode some flow like you read from Wall. That's a writing on it, bro. Every time I'm right with pro, every time you could pick, the lit was gone. So guess what you lit with, dog? Every time you was limp like you tripped, like a hole would have been made and the horse can put down from the brake and leg, and you need to pump the brakes for the casket. Y'all done. Basket case of strawberries picked all day, and then a pickled brain. Poke a hole for a June bug, bro, in the middle of the month, not summer at all. Yes, some were the soul, and then a summer sold. I'm with bones with the tramp involved, and then y'all get a long noodle to share amongst yourselves. The sauce was pulled because you almost had the sauce, but no. Yes, you should have saw some of this every time that I saw. Every time you sighed, every time the sea saw, got this lost with the bolt that holds on like Frankenstein's neck for his bulbous dome, because he don't know my flow was stones I tossed into poem when no one saw. Yes. toadstool flow. This a toast to yo, this Merlot I pour. A minute of this or a minute or more. Mimic the list and then y'all saw the pyramid soap. I'm pinnacle soap. I put the pen where it belongs. Y'all need to find the gold and bring it home. That's me at the third base guard. And then y'all need to see where the preach was. This was the dream stuff. What dreams was made of. And then y'all need to get a metal detector for this, and then you meddling with Rip when you're piddling to this, because then you're petty paddle the cats. Pause on 10 rough, and then I sit some 10 more stuff with this big ox. I get big chop and then big stuff. It's from big stars to the celery that grows like bamboo does. I bet never watch. Which talk am I gonna spell out for y'all? It's a custom now, a customs house. Every time that I caught what I want, it's a web, gets an N6 with 6, and then y'all saw like it's a relapse a bit. You need a 10-cent to taste on your tongue, and the buzz with delight when I talk. The carnival cars when I claws, you get all of them cars. The handkerchiefs were long, huh? Carousel flow, carry over, get bold, get reborn and fold, and the fucking rippling of shit was when I entered the wit, and then you enter different dimension, my friend, and then I fucking devilish with grin as the print was put in the spot from octopus, but would drop to get off, because then I draw from somewhere else. I draw on an extra skid, something you never thought you would have saw, because you thought you had a grasp on all, but your grasp was wrong. A grasp for ambrosia that grows just out my grasp for hops, not if I'm on tippy toes. Was above, now below, with the bellowing throw, a belly up bro, with another melon, I get them all. Reside in what surrounds the core, because then the cider would be poured in the thing that I'm sipping on. Civil temperament, because every time when I sit like that, I couldn't be off by much, only this much, maybe smudge, maybe the fudge that mom's mom would have made in a hut. She wasn't a witch with the tip on the top. She was one of those that blend in and act like she's not. I can tell by her fist. Maybe the spark, the Xbox, like a frog on the part of the log. And I pit a pat with Tom, because Tom would have got the mouse. Yes. Morse code flow. Yes. Disguises so much. Forgot what the intentional message was. Like the middle with rip until Bit Midler got hard in the pits, and then they gone. Like this was summer night dream, the mid was all. A midway tall, dropping bombs with the sentences that all resembled the next. You couldn't tell from the list, cause those you forget. This was a dream that you had. Wake up from that bitch, get up from your bed, then you could tell everyone, like you're not too late. I'm all three ghosts. Throw them windows open. You there, boy. Why, it's Christmas Day, son. are Nautilates, Nautilus on this. What Roth would crush against them rocks and then get botch a jug of what? From displaced, disobedient talk needs to get relayed with the rest. Once they laid in their friends, belated talk was just a bunch of them bayonets. Sure. TWA. Mega Man time.